Alright, somebody sent me an email asking me about my opinions on Jeremy Lin. I don't know too much about the guy, but I did hear a little bit about him. I saw some videos with him. I know just some general information about the guy. So he's an NBA basketball player, and he's just somebody, Chinese guy, and he's somebody that's just was just a bench warmer, didn't really get much playing time, and he played for the New York Knicks. And all of a sudden, I think their point guard got hurt, and then they just threw him in there. And as soon as they threw him in there, they just went on some crazy winning sprees because he was just playing so well. He just came out of nowhere, just basically balling everybody up, playing very well, and then he just gained became like nationally famous because of this type of what happened. They just underestimated him completely. He basically also graduated out of Harvard University and is in the NBA. I mean, that's freaking ridiculous right there. I mean, somebody, not only is he in the freaking NBA, but he also graduated from Harvard. That is crazy talent. Because not only is he physically capable, but he's like intelligent, intellectually highly advanced, and also spiritually. Because you see his interviews, he's very humble and modest with everything. Like, he has like no sort of like aggression and competitiveness and ego and pride. I mean, he's really humble about his achievements and everything. He's a good guy. Strong spirit, very intelligent, physically capable. He's like an NBA martial artist. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it's a give and take. He's more of a balance. Whereas you got somebody like LeBron James, freaking didn't even go to college and went straight to the freaking NBA, no college degree, probably barely able to even graduate from high school intellectually, but then his physical is all the way up here. And his spirit's probably down there too, but his physical is all the way up here, and then his intellect is all the way down here, and then his spirit and intellect's here. Jeremy Lin's more of a balance, where it's like right here, physical, intellect, spirit, which is more balanced, which is what a martial arts should be. But LeBron James, for example, and Kobe Bryant, I mean, they're not intelligent people. They're not spiritual people. Even Michael Jordan is not spiritual, or even, I wouldn't even say he's intelligent. I mean, definitely none of them could freaking graduate from freaking Harvard. That's for a fucking fact. And basically, as much as LeBron James is able to destroy Jeremy Lin on the court, Jeremy Lin would destroy LeBron James in the intellect and the spirit. He'll fuck LeBron James up like nothing in the intellect and the spirit. But as far as like the physical, LeBron James is just like, over the top with that. But that's what the society values, and I say, shit, they should have the NBA to encourage more intelligence and spiritual growth. As a requirement to get to the NBA, they should require them to all have a bachelor's degree, if not a PhD. They should require all of them to have a PhD before they can even get in the NBA. But no, they allow people straight out of fucking high school, dumb as fuck, playing ball in the fucking NBA, and then now they're getting all this worldwide fame, but they're stupid as fuck, dumb as shit, a fucking brick for a fucking brain, like a fucking Mike Tyson or a freaking LeBron James. I mean, stupid people leading the fucking world towards more stupidity. But where the fuck is the intelligence? But you got somebody, I mean, Muhammad Ali was actually pretty intelligent. But everybody else that boxes is fucking dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these people, to be representing a high level of athleticism and to influence so many millions of people in this world, they should have some intelligence. And it would be nice if Jeremy Lin had more fame. But I don't know what happened. But from what I heard, he just got traded to the Houston Rockets, and then now nobody really cares about him. I mean, I don't even know why he decided to get traded. He was doing really well in New York, getting a lot of fame and getting a lot of attention. He was in the spotlight. And all of a sudden, he gets traded to Houston Rockets, and now you don't even hear nothing about him. And from what I last heard, he was on the bench. And the only reason why he's starting now is because the point guard is hurt. So this guy's not even a starter, originally a starter. He's just still on the bench. And he had all this fame and attention, and then all of a sudden, it's all gone, and he's with the Houston Rockets, and it's like he's not even there anymore. And I think that he needs to be more well-known, like a LeBron James or a Kobe Bryant, because he has intelligence and he has spirit, and that's what this world needs. They don't need a bunch of fucking dumb fucks leading the fucking world towards, like, further mass destruction. I mean, I think that people are just too fucking focused on the physical, and it's a freaking shame. It's like a woman, like, you don't care how smart she is or how intelligent. All you give a fuck is about how big her tits are or how nice her ass looks. I mean, physically we're naturally attracted to the physical. But what about the fucking mind? I mean, where is that? And I give him, for Jeremy Lin to be able to make it to the NBA and to have a Harvard, degree and to be good, actually. I mean, he doesn't suck. I mean, he's good and he could dunk too. I mean, that to me is phenomenal. That's just amazing. I mean, it's like Albert Einstein freaking making it to the NBA. I mean, dude's a freaking scientist and he made it to the NBA. That's just freaking ridiculous. That's crazy talent right there. But no, like, the society doesn't view that as talent. They view, they have to be an extreme. Like all they care about is just the physical, that's it. Or it's all the mental. Like Einstein's all mental. And then LeBron James is all physical. And then somebody else is just all spiritual, like a Jesus. But you don't think about Jesus having like a six-pack or like Jesus being able to pull up like 100 pull-ups. No. It's just, he's just a spiritual person. And I think that, people need to be more balanced. Like, basically, rather than freaking playing basketball for fucking 16 hours a day, read some fucking books. And don't be so fucking dumb. I mean, that's how these people, the society is just training people to be fucking stupid. Just play basketball all day and that's it. And be like LeBron James. It's like, no, we should be being like Jeremy Lin. Hey, be talented in basketball, but also pay attention to your studies and also become intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So I give Jeremy Lin a lot of credit, but he's just too damn humble to make a big impact in American culture, because he's just so damn nice. Nobody gives a damn about him. They don't give him any attention because he's not fighting, to be noticed. It's almost like he didn't want to be noticed, so he just went over to the Houston Rockets because he didn't like all that attention. Well, Asians, we need some fucking Asians up in this motherfucker to grasp people's attention, like a fucking Bruce Lee that came in there just beating everybody up in the TV screen, just like, I'm the fucking #1 king here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we fucking need here. But we don't have that. His personality is not strong enough. He's too nice. So people just step all over him. And this world is just like, it's a cutthroat world. It's a dirty world. And if you don't fight hard, then you're not gonna If you don't fight hard for the job, then you're not going to get the job. You don't hand in your resume, you're not going to get the job. So he's a nice guy, very spiritual, very intelligent, very athletic. I mean, not very athletic. I mean, he could work out a lot harder in the gym, get a lot more swole, because he's not swole at all. He could up his game a lot and just be like, he could be like, if he worked hard, he could be like an Allen Iverson, like skill-wise. He should work out at the gym like constantly, get strong, jump higher, move faster. He should work out harder to have a bigger impact in NBA. But I think that he's just freaking like being lazy with it. Oh, you know, I don't want all the attention, so now I'm going to get traded to another team. And I'll be okay with just sitting on the bench. I'm cool with that. I don't need to be a starter. He's not working hard enough to represent the Asians the way that they need to be represented, like how Bruce Lee did it. But Bruce Lee's like the only one. Nobody else is even coming close to representing the Asians in like a hardcore respectable way, like how people respect like Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. Like, who's number one Asian physically in America? Like, nobody. But say you go to the Olympics, shit, I mean, you got the people in China competing that are demanding for respect because they're fucking up all the Americans at a lot of these events. So America is not like, it's not like they're winning easily anymore. I mean, it's America and China, like, you know, battling it out to get the most medals. So China's like showing like their ability physically. And we need somebody like that in America that's battling it out and just basically being like, I'm number one. We're number one right here. Just like kind of like what a Pacquiao's doing for the boxing world. Gaining a lot of respect for the Filipinos and the Philippines. I mean, the whole damn country's all over his nutsack because he fought hard to gain that respect. You know what I'm saying? And we need more of that. And even Kung Lee was trying to, was doing that. But, he's getting old now. And he was basically he was focused on Sansao, which is not big in America. But he was dominating the Sansao. But it's not big in America. If he was dominating boxing the way he was dominating Sansao, he's basically like the Asian Mike Tyson. But no, he was in Sansao and dominating Sansao, and nobody cares about Sansao in America. So he's not a big impact in America. But Pacquiao is a big impact because he's in boxing, which is big in America. And Jeremy Lin, the being in the NBA, already having that opportunity and being in the spotlight, already being in the media, he should already know that, hey, you know what? I can make a big impact here, so I need to work harder. I can't just be content with just sitting on the freaking bench. And looking as weak as he fucking looks, he needs to spend a lot more time in the gym to get strong, to get fast, to get better. So he could represent, Asians like more respect, like with greater respect. So that's how I feel about him. He's not, he's doing okay, but his character is not strong enough to really represent Asians in a more dynamically positive way, like the way Bruce Lee was. So that's what I see with him. So, let me see. So, see what this guy's saying. Alright, so this guy's asking, Can Jeremy Lin be a sort of Muhammad Ali, socially conscious and care about the progression of the Asian American in the 21st century? Like, I just touched upon that. His character, his personality is not strong enough to have the impact that Muhammad Ali had. Like, he needs more physical work in his game to even get better, and then he's just too damn humble, too damn modest, and then people just step all over him. I wouldn't even be able to imagine him like trying to educate the world. You know, I think from what I've seen so far, I think he's just like too shy to do it, or just not like confident enough in himself to do something like that. It seems like he's just content with like his position, and that he's even like shying away from the spotlight. That's just the feeling that I get. You know, it seems like he doesn't even want any of the attention, and that he's kind of like rather not even be in the spotlight, and doesn't even care for it. And he doesn't have that type. It's kind of like saying, it's like Malcolm X, like the way that he talked, like there's something special there that's not many people have. You can't just get that out of nowhere. Or just somebody that's just like Bruce Lee, that's somebody that's really good at acting. You just can't just get that out of nowhere. So he lacks that way of communication that's able to grasp like people's attention and make them listen. You know, and unless he works on that development, there's no way that he's going to have an impact like the way Muhammad Ali had an impact back in his time. Alright, so this guy's saying, you know, you made comments about the rock band making a music video about Asian American stereotypes. That music video was this freaking Asian girl's video that's freaking racist as shit. And then I made a video talking about that and how fucked up that was. And this guy's asking, do you think if Jeremy Lin made a response to that video, more people will listen to his message since he plays in the NBA? I don't think he has the balls to do some shit like that, because it's putting his career in jeopardy. Because a lot of these NBA players are kind of silenced, and they are discouraged heavily from engaging in political conversations or interviews. Like, they're just basically just put in a category. All right, just play basketball and just stick to that and shut the fuck up. That's pretty much what they're forced to do. They're not looked at to be somebody that's supposed to be like analyzing the society and talking about racism and equality and all that. They're not looked at for that. They're basically just molded to be like, just stick to basketball and that's it. I don't think he has the balls to talk about some racist stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he does. You know, and but if he did have the balls to talk about it, yeah, he could definitely help, like, educate people and get this racist shit, put effort to get this racist shit to stop, and he could have a huge impact. And I think I think from what I heard, there were people that are saying some racist ass shit about him, and then I think he did complain, and then some of these people got fired, like some of these news people and stuff like that. They're saying some racist ass shit, and they end up getting fired. And then yeah, that's what needs to take place, and you know, he has to stand up and defend that, because that is what's gonna make a change. You know, somebody that has fame and has that type of like impact to kind of educate people that this shit's not right. You know, you don't go on national television calling a black person the N-word. Well, you don't fucking go on national television making fun of a Chinese guy saying like chink or ching chong or making fun of his eyes and shit. You know what I mean? That shit's fucking wrong. You know, but it's like accepted in the society. Oh, you know, the blacks are protected because they know if you know, if they fuck with the blacks, they'll get fucked up. They're gonna lose their job immediately. But with the Asians, no, you know, they go around saying all this racist ass shit and then they get away with it until somebody steps up and puts them in their place and be like, you know what you said was wrong and you need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to do that, but I don't think he has the like I said, that strong personality to do something like that. I just don't think he does. As far as what I have, you know, gotten from him so far from what I've seen, I don't think he has that personality. Like, basically, it's clear he's not like a Tupac or a Malcolm X or a Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, Tupac, Malcolm X, they're all extroverted and they're just like they come strong verbally. But Jeremy Lin is like the opposite. You know, he's like, he doesn't want confrontation. He wants to minimize confrontation. So he's not going to really bring things up that's going to spark debates. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so this guy also wrote, NBA analysts say that he can never dominate the sport because he doesn't have the gifts to take his game to the next level compared to Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. I don't know who the fuck Chris Paul is or Blake Griffin, but Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, I mean, like I said, I mean, this guy, he needs to work harder. I don't think he trains hard enough. If he trained hard enough, his body should be ripped and he should be like I said, I think he could be like an Allen Iverson, like skill-wise, and dominate the NBA, not dominate the NBA, but like be like one of the top point guards that ever played. You know, like a Allen Iverson. You know, or like a John Stockton or whatever the hell. You know, but you know, he needs to work harder, and I think that he's just, in my view, I just think that he doesn't really care to work that hard. Like, he's just kind of just okay with just where he's at. You know, I don't think he has that drive to push himself to be one of the best. I don't think it's in him. You know, and that's just what it is. Some people, you know, for example, say, like, for example, another example is like what I heard about 50 Cent is that, like, he's so damn rich because he just has this drive to keep making more money. It's in him. Like, it's just not even about the money anymore. It's just, he just has this drive to just keep making more money. It's kind of like you, like a person that makes $5 million, is like, you know what, I'm good with that. I don't need any more. Opposed to another person that says, you know what, I need to turn that $5 million to $50 million. And I need to turn that $50 million into $500 million. I need to turn that $500 million to $1 billion. I don't think Jeremy Lin has that drive to better himself, to be like one of the #1 greats in the NBA. Of course Michael Jordan had it. Of course LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. But I don't see this guy having it. You know, that's the way that's the feedback that I get, you know. So he says, do you think guys like him should be vocal about the social, political world and his impact in the sports world? Yes, I think he needs to be, because he's Asian American. He speaks English like perfect. And he graduated from Harvard. But you got somebody like Yao Ming coming over here from fucking China, can't even fucking speak English. How the fuck is he gonna fight for Chinese Americans and equality for Chinese Americans? The motherfucker's not even Chinese American himself. Can't even speak English. So Yao Ming, you know, he's good, or he was good, but he ain't doing shit for the Asian American. But Jeremy Lin, for another example, is somebody that is actually like Asian American, speaks all that, and he can make a big impact. As big as an impact as Bruce Lee made. But that's all up to him. And whether or not he wants to take that role. But it's a big ass role, and I don't think he's up for the challenge. Because it's a huge ass role. And if he took that role, shit. Maybe he'd get assassinated. Who knows? Maybe he's scared to take that role. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a big ass role. And I don't think he's up for it. But when will there be another Asian American that makes it to the NBA that's as talented as him? Shit. It might never happen again. It may never happen again. I don't know. You know, but he does have the potential to make a huge impact in the society, but it's all up to him. For the Asian Americans, a huge impact for the Asian Americans in fighting for greater equality and respect, because we strongly lack a lot of respect here, and you know, we get mistreated. The blacks get better treatment than the Asians do as far as like respect is concerned. I mean, you look, the stereotype is all the white people are freaking scared of the black people. But shit, yeah, they're scared of them, but shit, at least there's a respect. But when it comes to the Asians, oh, you know, the white people just go ahead and step all over the Asians, fucking talk shit about them all fucking day. Like nothing. But they're scared to talk shit about a black dude because they know some violent shit will erupt. Because they don't take that shit. I'm not saying that we need to get violent, but Asians need respect. Hispanics need respect. Blacks need respect. Everybody needs respect. And there's just not enough people in mainstream media that are Asian American that are fighting for that respect. That's why they get trampled on everywhere they fucking go. And that's why you got fucking idiots like goddamn fucking Jackie Chan making this fucking Rush Hour movie, allowing Chris Tucker to talk all this shit about him and the fucking culture. And now everybody's walking around saying, oh, do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what if a fucking Asian dude started talking shit about black people in a fucking movie like Rush Hour? Shit. That fucking movie wouldn't even be allowed to be aired. You know what I'm saying? But here you got a black dude talking all this shit about Asian dude on this fucking successful ass movie making millions of dollars. Now you got every motherfucking person out there talking shit about Asians like it's fucking okay. You know, and I can't stand that shit. You know, and that's why the fucking Jackie Chan, you know, he's not Asian American. He's a fucking dude from China just there to make money for him and his country. He's not fighting for no Asian American respect, so he don't give a fuck. He's gonna take his $50 million or how many fucking $1 million he made out of that fucking movie and run off with it. Not giving a fuck about me walking around the fucking street and then people talking shit about my race based on that fucking movie. You know, I can't stand that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, back to Jeremy Lin, I don't think he has the personality to stand up for shit like that. At least not like a strong enough personality. He's not like a fucking Tupac that's just gonna be straight real with you. That's why they had to kill Tupac, because he's too strong. That's why they killed Malcolm X. He's too fucking strong. That's why they killed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They're too fucking strong. They're too intelligent and they're too strong. They talk too good, and they influence too many people. So they had to die. And I think that's why Bruce Lee's dead too, because he's too fucking strong. So maybe that's why Jeremy Lin's not gonna be too strong, because they might kill his ass. And that's a reality. Because why the fuck are all these minority leaders fucking dying off and shit? You know what I'm saying? Every strong minority leader is fucking dead. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You know what I mean? So, it's just easier for him to just sit at home and just make his money and just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So, he's saying, do I think that Jeremy Lin can debunk the stereotypes of Asian Americans and his impact and carry it to the political arena and have Asian Americans run for the president? Now, if there ever comes a time, because there's this documentary that I saw in China, and it just blew my mind because there's this dude in there that was, I think, Asian, because his name had an Asian last name. But the dude looked like a freaking white guy. It's like, seriously, he looked just like a white guy. It almost looked like he dyed his hair brown or some shit. And he talked just like a white guy, but he had an Asian last name, and he looked kind of like he was Asian, and he was like a professor for some university. And it just blew my mind because I never saw that before. And I was like, hey, you know what? That guy he looks like he could be a president. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? That's kind of what Barack is. He's kind of like a sellout black guy. He's not really black. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not like he's Malcolm X. He's fucking like a whitewashed black dude. He's just a white guy. You know, or he's a white guy trapped in a black body. That's kind of what Barack is, and that's. If there ever came to be a time where there's going to be an Asian American running for president, he's just going to be a white guy trapped in an Asian person's body, which really doesn't make a fucking difference. Because as long as they find somebody to push the corruption, it doesn't matter who the fuck the face is. It doesn't matter if the face is Hispanic, black, Asian, or white. It's the same fucking agenda. So, say Hitler is like, you know what, let's go kill all these Jews. Alright, now people look at, alright, white people are bad because Hitler's white. Okay, white person's evil. Okay, let's hire a black person. Okay, they hire a black person. They tell the black person, get all the Jews or exterminate all the Jews. It doesn't freaking matter if it's a black person or a white person that's giving the orders. It's the same fucking order. So it doesn't matter if it's a black, white, or Asian or Hispanic president. If they're corrupted, they're corrupted. Point blank. So, like, it's just because the skin color changes, if the heart is still fucked up, then there's no hope. So, like, somebody like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, for example, and John Lennon even as well, it doesn't matter skin color. They were like fighting towards the same, like towards peace. You know, and that's what we need. So we need a responsible president that's not corrupted. But then, you look at John F. Kennedy, he was somebody that tried to make some important changes for the society to basically uncorrupt the government, but then they just sniped them out. So basically, we're going to be stuck in these ways. And I don't think there's going to be much of a change. Unless it's an inner change, like an inner revolution for yourself. It's not going to be a political change. They're not going to teach people to not be racist in mainstream media. It's going to have to be within yourself, to learn how to not be racist within yourself. That's the only change that's really going to be effective. There is never going to be a mainstream change like the way Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X tried to do it. It's not going to happen. They're going to kill the leader before it becomes an impact. The world is the way that it is, and it's going to stay that way because they have control of all the mainstream media outlets. But the underground media outlets like YouTube, for example, and we can even publish our own books. You're not going to sell many copies, but you can still publish your own books. And the underground media has the potential to reach out to people to provide a real education. And that is how the world can change slowly but surely. So for example, you got somebody like Miley Cyrus that's making a music video that has like 500 million views, influencing people towards like sexual exploitation and objectifying themselves like sexually. 500 million people are watching that. But then the people like myself and just the average person can make a YouTube video, put it out there, and get a few hundred views, and could help change the lives for a few hundred people. It's not 500 million, but at least it's a few hundred people. And that's the only way that I see that can work. Because if somebody like Miley Cyrus was promoting people towards equality and peace and not being racist and not being violent, they're going to execute her. Point blank. Because it's already been proven through history that that's what they do to people that promote peace and love and compassion and equality and harmony. They kill them. So look at all the people that are dead. You know, I mean, I don't have to go through the list. I mean, Gandhi, right? John F. Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln. Bob Marley died early. John Lennon, Bruce Lee, Socrates, Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. There was another guy named Fred Hampton that was a part of the Black Panthers that was a big influence in society. I mean, the list is like enormous. So the people need to learn and see that you can't get away from this. You know, the more fame you get, the more you're gonna have to shut your mouth up. Otherwise, there's gonna be consequences. I mean, even like Oprah Winfrey, she just made a comment saying that she's not gonna eat red meat anymore because it's disgusting. The freaking meat industry sued her for like millions of dollars just because she said that. You know what I mean? The more fame you have, the more that you gotta shut up. And the more that you shut up, then how the hell are you supposed to educate people if you can't even talk? So that's just the way the world is. And we just have to work with what we have, and that's it. So Jeremy Lin, that's what I have to say about him.